8255 Programmable Peripheral Interface. 8255 is a programmable device that acts as an interface between peripheral devices and the microprocessor. That is, peripheral devices can be connected to the microprocessor and they can do parallel data transfer with each other. So 8255 is programmable peripheral interface that acts as interface between peripheral devices and the microprocessor. So 8255, it is a chip. It is a general purpose programmable IO device which can be connected with the Intel microprocessors. And this particular chip has 3 IO ports. And the names of the IO ports are port A, port B and port C. So this port A, it contains 8-bit output latch buffer and a 8-bit input buffer. It can support both input and output. Port B is same as port A. The third one is port C. The port C is divided into two, port C lower and port C upper. Port C lower means PC0 to PC3 and port C upper is PC4 to PC7. So that is how port C is splitted. This is the internal architecture of 8255A programmable peripheral interface. So here we have the ports and here we have the interface to the microprocessor. So to these ports the peripheral devices will be connected and here the microprocessor will be connected. Now let's see the different units inside this architecture in detail. In 8255A there are 3 ports, port A, port B and port C. In port A there are 8-bit input-output lines, similarly for port B also. Port A lines are PA0 to PA7, port B lines are PB0 to PB7, port C lines are PC0 to PC7. All these ports have output latches and input buffers. Now there is a peculiarity for port C. It is divided into a lower unit and upper unit. Port C lower consists of PC0 to PC3 lines and port C upper consists of PC4 to PC7 lines. So these are the ports of 8255A. In total, there are 24 input-output lines. That is 3 ports with 8 lines each. So total 24 input-output lines are there. So we can use these 24 input-output lines as 3 8-bit ports or 2 groups of 12 lines. So which are the 2 groups? Port A, 8 lines of port A and upper 4 lines of port C. They are combined together and that is called as group A. Lower portion of port C, that is PC0 to PC3 and port B, 8 lines of port B together forms group B. So group A consists of 12 lines in total and group B consists of 12 lines in total. So these ports can be used in 2 different ways, that is 3 8-bit ports or 2 groups of 12 lines each. So 2 into 12, 24. Like that also the ports can be programmed. Now let's check out the different parts of the 8255 in detail. First, this is the data bus buffer. This data bus buffer is used for transmitting data from the peripheral devices to the CPU or vice versa. So this is the data bus buffer used for data transfer. Next we have the read-write logic. The function of this block is to control the internal operation of the device and to control the transfer of data and control status words. So in this particular block we have several signals. The first one is a chip select pin. So a chip select is active low pin. So a low on this input selects the chip and enables the communication between 8255 and the CPU. If a 0 is coming to this pin, 8255 becomes active, else it will become inactive. So this is a chip selection pin. Next we have the read pin. This a low on this pin enables 8255A to send the data or information to the CPU. That is the read pin. The next one is WR pin. A low on this particular pin enables the CPU to write something into 8255A. Next is A0 and A1 pins. So A0 and A1 pins are used for selection of ports. They are normally connected to the least significant bits of the address bus. So the basic operation of these A0 and A1 pins are to select the ports of 8255A. So let's check the table for the same. Address lines A0 and A1 are used for addressing any one of the 4 registers. That is, inside 8255 we have 3 ports, port A, B and C, and a control word register. So these 4 registers are to be changed, are to be read or written to, and the corresponding bits are this. If A0 and A1 both are zeros, port A will be selected. If it is 0, 1, port B is selected. If it is 1, 0, port C is selected. For read and write signals, if 0 is given, read is active. Similarly, WR bar is also an active low pin. CS bar is used for chip selection. We know that if a 0 is given, 8255 will be active, else it will be inactive. So this is the table which depicts the different values of A0, A1 read and write signals and what operation is being done between 8255 and 8086. This is how the 8255-8086 interfacing is done. 8086 and this is 8255. The control signals are connected, the data signals are connected and the address bus is connected to A0 and A1. A0 and A1 are used for selecting the ports, port A, B, C and the control word register of the 8255 PPI. So this is the basic connection of 8086 with 8255 PPI. Modes of operation of 8255. 8255 PPI can work in 2 basic modes of operation. The first one is BSR mode or bit set reset mode. Second one is IO mode. These are the general or basic modes of operation of 8255. Now under the IO mode there are again 3 modes of operation. First one is mode 0, then mode 1 and mode 2. Mode 0 is called as basic IO mode. Mode 1 is called as stropped IO mode and mode 2 is called as stropped bidirectional IO mode. So these are the modes of operation of 8255. Now let's see the control word register format. So how these different modes are selected? We know that 8255 will work in bit set reset mode or in the IO mode. And inside the IO mode we have 3 other modes, that is mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2. So how to select these modes? All these modes can be selected by programming a register internal to 8255 and that register is called as a control word register. This control word register has 2 formats. The first format is for the bit set reset mode and the second format is for IO mode. So if we want 8255 to work in a particular mode, we have to change the control word register. So let's see how the control word register is written for the different formats. First one is BSR mode or the bit set reset mode. What is the use of BSR mode? In this mode, any of the 8 bits of port C can be set or reset. And this can be done on the basis of B0, that is 0th bit of the control word. The bit to be set or reset is selected by the bit select flags, that is B3, B2 and B1 of the CWR or the control word register. So let's see how it is done. Control word register format for the bit set reset mode. The B7, the most significant bit of the control word register should be 0 for the bit set reset mode, and it is 1 for the IO mode. So 0 should be the value for the most significant bit in the bit set reset mode, and bit set reset mode is used for changing any of the 8 bits in the port C. Port C bits can be changed to either 0 or 1, and that is the use of bit set reset mode. And the bits are selected using these three: B1, B2 and B3. So this is the table, and B0 is the value to be stored, whether it is 0 or 1. So if B1 is 0, B2 is 0 and B3 is 0, the 0th bit of port C is selected, and whatever is given here, that will be moved to the corresponding bit in port C, like that. If B1, B2 and B3 are 0, 0, 1, it means first bit of port C. First bit of port C is selected, and the value here will be copied to that port C bit. By using this particular bit set reset mode, we can change any of the 8 bits of port C. So that is the use of bit set reset mode. Next is IO mode control word register format. Let's get familiarized with the control word register format for input output mode. The first is the B7 bit. B7 bit should be 1 for input output mode or IO mode, and it should be 0 for the bit set reset mode. The next 4 bits, that is B3, B4, B5 and B6, are associated with group A. Group A means port A and port C upper. B0, B1, B2 are associated with group B, that is port C lower and port B. So group A is controlled by B3 to B6 and group B controlled by B0 to B2. So let's see that in detail. So first D0, D1 and D2 for group B. So D0 is for port C lower. If port C lower bits are used for input, this bit should be 1, or if the bit is 0, port C lower is used for output. The next one is D1. If this bit is 1, port B is an input port. If this is 0, port B is an output port. Next is D2. According to this D2 bit, mode selection is done. If D2 is 0, mode 0 is selected for group B. If it is 1, mode 1 is selected. Next, D3, D4, D5 and D6 are for group A control. D3, if it is 1, it is for port C upper part. If it is 1, it will act as an input port. 0 if it is an output port. D4 is for port A. If it is 1, port A is an input port. If it is 0, port A will be an output port. Now D5 and D6 are for mode selection. If it is 0, 0, mode 0. If it is 0, 1, mode 1. And if it is 1, 1, mode 2. Sorry, 1, 0, mode 2. 1, 1 is an invalid combination. So this is the control word register format for input output mode. Now let us discuss about the 3 modes under IO modes. First one is mode 0 or basic IO mode. This is the most basic and simple modes coming under IO mode. This mode is known as basic input-output mode. This mode provides simple input and output capability using each of the three ports, that is port A, port B and port C. All these three ports can be used for input and output. That is the mode 0. This is an illustration. This is 8255. Here in this side we have the I/O devices. Here we have the microprocessor's connection. Address bus, control bus and data bus of microprocessor is connected. They are connected like this, and to the different ports we can connect the devices. Port A, port B and port C. These three ports can be used as input or output ports. This is mode 0. Next is mode 1. Mode 1 is stropped input-output mode. In this mode, we have handshaking signals. The handshaking signals control the input or output actions of a specified port. So here, port C lines like PC0 and PC2. PC0 to PC2, these lines provide the handshake lines for port B. So if you are doing an input or output activity in port B, handshaking is done using PC0 to PC2 bits. And in port A, if an input or output activity is done in port A, the handshaking is done using PC3 to PC5. Thus, in mode 1, port C is utilized for generating handshake signals. This is the diagram. Here we have 8255. These are the connections from 8086 and these are the connections to different ports. So we have two groups, group A and group B. So inside group A, we know that port A and port C upper consists of group A, and port C lower and port B consists of group B. So the port C is used for handshaking in this particular mode 1. Port P0 to PC0 to PC2 generates signals for port B, and PC3 to PC5 generate signals for port A. PC6 and PC7 are independent data lines that can be used. So in group A and group B, we have 8-bit input-output port along with 4-bit control port. So this is group A and this is group B. This for input-output and this for handshaking. In group A, this for input-output and this for handshaking. So that is the mode 1 under the I/O mode. This is an example for input-output handshaking. Apart from the reading and writing of data from different ports, port C will be used for handshaking also. So these are the example signals used for handshaking in the mode 1 operation. Next one is mode 2. Mode 2 is stropped bidirectional input-output. So this mode of 8255 is known as stropped bidirectional input-output. So this mode of operation provides 8255 with an additional feature for communicating with the peripheral device on an 8-bit data bus. Handshaking is also provided. So the difference is in this mode 8255 is a bidirectional 8-bit port with handshake signals, while in the previous modes the bidirectional input-output was not possible. Only in one direction it was possible. Mode 2 is applicable only for group A. It is not applicable for group B. It is bidirectional I/O data transfer. So in this mode, port A is working as 8-bit bidirectional port. Handshaking is done using PC3 to PC7. So this is the illustration. This is the 8255 chip. Here we have the microprocessors connections and here the different ports. When the 8255 is working in mode 2, group B is not at all affected. Group A is working in the bidirectional method. That is both input and output. In both directions data can be transferred. So that is the mode 2 under I/O modes. This is a summary of the three modes, mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2 under I/O modes. In mode 0 it is called as basic input output mode, and in that mode any port can be used as an input port or an output port. Second one is mode 1. In mode 1, port A and port B can be used as input or output ports, and port C is used for handshaking. And in mode 2, it applies only for group A. Port A can be used as a bidirectional port. Both input and output ports will be latched, and port C can be used for the handshaking. So this is a summary of the three modes under I/O modes. This is the practice question. What is the mode and I/O configurations for various ports in 8255 after its control word register is loaded with 86H? So by writing the control word register, you can find out in which mode the 8255 chip is working. Try to solve this. Thank you.